We have already transformed the way the world operates. And now I believe we have a chance to do it all again. To be the great explorers of the next era.
Distinguished guests, please welcome John Hoffman, CEO of the GSMA Limited, and Sihan Bo Chen, Head of Greater China GSMA.
Good afternoon, everyone. A warm welcome to all of you coming to our press conference today. Thank you. My name is Sihan.
And I'm John.
Yeah, so with us today, first of all, let me welcome those who come here for the first time. Thank you for coming and for your support. And I also see some familiar faces, and thanks to those media who have been our previous press events. Before we start, I want to tell you something about we're recording today's session, where we will share on our press website and also MWC website. We're also going through some media channels, and also thanks to some of the media partners, they're going to share this session through their social channels as well. So thank you so much for that. Without further ado, shall we start, John?
Sure, let's give it a try.
Yeah, thank you.
As Sihan said, thank you for joining us today. Apologies for bringing you out on a Sunday. Sihan, it's really wonderful to be back and here in China for another MWC Shanghai just around the corner. If it's anything like last year's event, we know we have some exciting days ahead of us. Today, Sihan and I will share some updates about what to expect at the event, which is returning, obviously, to the Shanghai New International Expo Center and here at the Kerry Hotel Pudong. MWC doors will open on Wednesday, the 26th of June, for 3 days of keynote sessions, conference tracks, and exciting show floors that span 5 halls, including the Future Tech Hall and our Super Hall. I think what makes MWC so special, it's all about the future of mobility and the adjacent industries. Digital transformation and the whole digital ecosystem, really. It's a golden opportunity for innovators, creators, policymakers, and of course, business leaders from here and around the world to gather together at China's premier event, MWC Shanghai, with companies that are going to be showcasing their products and services to the region and creating an unmissable experience. I don't think any other occasion is like that here in Asia. So what can you expect at MWC Shanghai? Let's take a look. Last year, we celebrated 10 years of MWC Shanghai with over 8,000 companies from 115 countries and territories represented here at the event. And as we progress through our next decade, we want to give a big thanks to our partners and hosts. That includes the Cyberspace Administration of China, the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, the Shanghai governments, the Pudong New District Municipal Government, and of course our sponsors, China Mobile, AMD, Honor, Huawei, Qualcomm, Xiaomi, YOFC, and ZTE. Thank you to all. It's been a privilege to work with you and create this amazing event. As many of you know, we have had a few other MWCs around the world, including our flagship event in Barcelona, as well as MWC Kigali in Rwanda and MWC Las Vegas in the USA. But I have to say, Shanghai is the perfect home for the Asia-Pacific edition of MWC. Now, let me turn it over to Sihan.
Thank you so much, John. This year, as usual, attendees will have 5 halls to explore. I think my favorite hall is always the Super Hall, but this year we have some new additions to that. But let's start with Super Hall. For those who have been MWC Shanghai, you probably know that Super Hall hosts China Mobile, China Telecom, H3C, CICT, and as well as GSMA Pavilion. But this year, the interesting addition to this is we have future tech halls, which will be located in N4 and N5. Of course, AI is going to be a big theme this year, and this is where you will find it. I think a lot of us, including myself, are looking for new AI applications, and N5 is the place you can go. As our world moves towards digital everything, MWC is at the frontier of the cross-industry digital transformation. Here in China, 5G will almost add $260 billion to the Chinese economy by 2030, and accounting for 23% of the overall economic impact of mobile. And 60% of this expected to originate from the manufacturing sector driven by applications including smart factories, smart grids, and IoT-enabled products. I'm also pleased to say that for the first time in China, N4 will host the popular program from our MWC Barcelona, Connected Industries. This is the destination where influential investors, decision makers, and thought leaders create a truly digital future. Connected Industries at MWC Shanghai will have a region-specific focus, and I highly recommend you explore this space and join the summit sessions as well. The Manufacturing Summit will deep dive into new technology applications, including edge computing and AR, with speakers exploring how manufacturers are using AI, as well as best practices to overcome adoption challenges and achieve tangible return on investment. On the other hand, the Smart Mobility Summit will give visitors a glimpse into the future, showing the latest developments in drone deliveries, the electric vehicle revolution, self-driving cars, and even flying taxis. Panel sessions will cover topics such as the mid-low altitude economy that emerging throughout Asia, especially China, as well as the future of intelligently connected vehicles. And I'm delighted to share that NIO, Chinese name Weilai, a pioneer and leader in the premier smart electric vehicle market, will show their vehicle-centric interconnection technology. So make sure we all can have a chance to go and check it out. Now, we can't talk about future without talking about GSMA Open Gateway, which will also be a key feature at this show. It has been wonderful to see China, the world's largest 5G market, commit so enthusiastically to the GSMA's Open Gateway initiative to help drive the growth and maturity of the technology by enabling dynamic programmable networks. Chinese operators are great supporters to Open Gateway, accountable for nearly 30% of certified APIs globally. They opened the first Open Gateway Open Lab in China. As our industry progresses towards modern network functionalities with flexible, scalable 5G networks, we're hosting a summit that looks at accelerating Open Gateway in the era of 5G Advanced and AI. Taking place on day one, right after Keynote 2, this Open Gateway Summit will address how AI and large language models have emerged as a pivotal driver and enabler for telco software as a service. I'm particularly looking forward to fascinating insights shared by speakers from China Telecom, Deloitte, Ericsson, Infobip, KDDI, and Singtel. As a global industry association, one of our roles is to unite sector to benefit people, industry, and society. And this is why it is so inspiring to witness global cooperation in support of Open Gateway around the world with operators spanning Europe, Asia, the US, and Africa. Collaborations and openness are and will continue to be critical to the success of our industry. Since its launch in 2023, the GSMA Open Gateway Initiative has gone from strength to strength with 51 mobile operator groups who have joined, accounting for 243 mobile networks and 67% of global connection, including China Mobile, China Telecom, and China Unicom. And I think the figure will grow up by a couple during MWC Shanghai. We're expecting announcement in the next few days. And also, I'm delighted to share that during MWC Shanghai, the GSMA is hosting the finalists of the GSMA China Mobile GSMA China Telecom Open Gateway Hackathon, which takes place over the course of 48 hours, starting from Tuesday, 25th of June. Under the theme of infinite innovation, connected convergency, the aim is for participants and software developers from telco and connected industries to transform the capabilities for the telecommunications services into innovative solutions for business and social impact. The winners will be announced on day 3, 28th of June at the Open Gateway DevCon, so don't miss it. And I also would encourage all of you to go to the Open Gateway DevCon, which showcases the evolving landscape of network APIs. Here you can gain valuable insights into the potential of network APIs and how to reshape their approach to development, as well as get hands-on practical knowledge on how to monetize network capabilities more effectively. Moving on, we are pleased that once again selected industry leaders will have the opportunity to participate in the 6th edition of the Digital Leaders Program, or DLP in short. Here we offer the chance for exclusive executive dialogues by invitation only. The year's Digital Leaders Roundtable, sponsored by ZTE, will focus on the theme Accelerating Digital Transformation for Sustainable Development to explore synergies across sectors to tackle our common challenges. In addition to the DLP, industry leaders may, on invitation, join policymakers' regional roundtables dedicated to APAC, LATAM, Africa, and MENA. The roundtable will explore how to promote cooperation and collaboration across borders to accelerate digital transformation and effect positive change driven by technologies such as 5G and AI. So now I'm going to turn to John to tell us more about how we're going to bring in these topics into our conference themes.
Thank you, Sihan. 5G, AI, and the economy, manufacturing. These are just some of the topics that you've heard us talk about so far, and you won't be surprised that they are also the sub-themes for our event, under the umbrella of the theme Future First, and the overall theme for the MWC series here in Shanghai, as well as around the world. The theme of 5G and beyond explores how 5G has been a catalyst for building intelligence at the network edge, and how the next phase of 5G advance underlies the need for end-to-end AI integration. China continues to set the pace for 5G rollouts, with operators laying the groundwork for 5G advanced deployments. For example, China Mobile has announced its intention to install 5G Advanced in more than 300 cities by the end of 2024, with full deployment across the country by 2026. Meanwhile, China Telecom and China Unicom are actively testing and trialing the technology. The theme of AI economy looks at the potential of generative AI to bring new levels of natural interaction between people and computers here in China, as well as around the world. China's AI sector has undergone a rapid transformation since companies were permitted to release their large language models to the public in August of last year. And by September of 23, data from CLSA indicated that approximately 40% of global large language models, otherwise known as LLMs, were developed here in China. And the theme of manufacturing DX delves into how manufacturers are investing their digital strategies for increased factory efficiency and production performances. I'm really looking forward to hearing the halls buzzing with these topics, and of course, you'll also be hearing them at our keynote and conference sessions. Now, turning to our speakers, we have a great lineup for you again this year. MWC events are synonymous with inspirational speakers and innovators sharing their ideas on the stage, and this year, here in Shanghai, it will be no exception. As always, we are honored to welcome distinguished leaders from global digital ecosystems to the stage for our three keynotes. You will hear from C-suite executives, including CEOs and chairpersons from China Mobile, China Telecom, and China Unicom. And Sihan, I think that's a first for us, isn't it? We've never had the three chairpersons here in China at MWC Shanghai speaking at the same time, so don't miss those keynotes. We'll also have a mix of international and regional speakers from the Axiata Group, Globe Telecom, Honor, Huawei, the ITU, Qualcomm, Singtel, and of course, ZTE. And our legendary co-founder and chairperson of Sun Media Group, Yang Lan, named as one of Forbes' most powerful women in 2013. Ms. Yang, well known to host China's longest-running in-depth talk show. And those are just our keynotes. We also have a jam-packed conference program of speakers coming from international markets and sectors beyond the mobile. It's not very often that you get so many great speakers in one place, so I'm really looking forward to hearing from them all. Now let's take a look at the companies who are exhibiting and sponsoring MWC Shanghai. As you can see, quite an ecosystem. We have more than 250 exhibitors and sponsors and partners for our 3 days of discussions, debate, and of course networking. MWC Shanghai attracts attendees from all corners and all parts of the global connectivity ecosystem, including mobile operators and device manufacturers, leading tech companies, and fast-growing startups. We also have policymakers and regulatory authorities. So there really is something for everyone across the show floor. And this year, we're excited to share that we'll have around 70 first-time exhibitors, including Amazon Web Services, Bharti Airtel, iFlyTech, NEO, Shanghai Spacecom, Satellite Technology, and Xiaomi. And global business is back at MWC Shanghai with companies from India, Germany, Norway, Singapore, Spain, Switzerland, the US, and the UK. Now, as an American, I'm excited to see some of the US companies joining us, such as AMD, Amazon Web Services, and of course, Telesign. From here in China, we are honored to welcome back China Mobile, China Telecom, China Unicom, China Broadnet, CICT, H3C, Honor, Huawei, Lenovo, XReal, ZTE, and ZTT. And we share a warm welcome to Xiaomi, exhibiting for the first time at MWC Shanghai after they participated in our MWC Barcelona program in February of this year. Now, I'm really looking forward to seeing the Human Car Home Smart Ecosystem demo in N2, which is integrating everything from smartphones to electric cars to smart home appliances into a single operating system with seamless interconnection, giving us all a glimpse of the future of smart life that we should and can all be living. And this year, we are honored once again to welcome our partners who will host 15 programs at the Cary Hotel through MWC on topics such as 5G, 6G, innovation, and cloud. And a warm welcome to China Mobile, China Telecom, China Unicom, Huawei, GTI, RayJ Networks, the World Broadband Association, and of course, ZTE. Now, Sihan, could you tell us about some of the exciting startups and developments on 5G IN?
Yes, I can. Thank you, John. Yes, startups. I think a lot of you may agree with me, 5G is a reality now, and it's actually accessible and available in more places than ever before. But there are questions about it. Who will bring out the best in this technology to help reshape the economy and redefine society? So the answer is around 5G in and startups. And 5G in aims to answer this question by bringing together mobile operators and investors to explore the digital ecosystem for new disruptors, brave pioneers, and groundbreaking business models. Having launched in 2019, the year commercial 5G was launched in China, at a time we would see that the region would be one of the key leaders in the development of 5G technology, and as the Global Industry Association, GSMA wanted to play our role in making the rollout a success. 5G in this time is located in N5. 5G in stands for 5G Innovation and Investment Group. It's a GSMA Foundry project that brings together mobile operators, industry, and ecosystem partners and investors to stimulate 5G innovation and cross-sector collaboration and transformation. The beauty of that is startups community. So if you're looking at some of the names on the screen, you can see those are the exhibitors, some of the exhibitors at 5G in. I'm excited to learn these new cool things done by these startups. So I hope you have the chance to go and explore as well. So now I'll pass back to John and tell us about what we can expect from GSMA Pavilion.
Thank you, Sihan. 5G is now really accessible and available in more places than ever before. So the big question is, who will bring out the best in technology and help reshape the economy and redefine our society. 5GN aims to answer this question. Let's go to the next page and start over. Now, as part of the exhibition that's dedicated to the GSMA, where we get to show how we work with our members, governments, and civil society to advance positive policy, reduce inequities, and tackle the big societal changes, from digital inclusion to climate change. At the GSMA Pavilion, you also have the chance to learn the latest from the GSMA Foundry and the GSMA Open Gateway. The 3 Chinese operators will showcase their progress on advancing Open Gateway ecosystem via Open Lab, API certification, and their case studies. The GSMA Foundry team will be on hand to share insights on how to partake in the GSMA Foundry and the IBM AI Challenge. Launched in January, the challenge focuses on developing practical, scalable AI applications that enhance telecom operations, customer experiences, and network efficiencies. With access to IBM's AI platform, Watson X, GSMA members have the opportunity to take ideas from their sandbox and concept stages to commercial reality. We look forward to welcoming and more challengers in this space. You should also look out for the exciting partnership news coming to the GSMA Foundry and GTI on Thursday, the 26th of June. We also have a GSMA program at MWC designed to provide insights and updates on key GSMA and industry initiatives, such as the 5G IoT Summit taking place on day 1 on the MWC Open Stage in Hall N4. In addition, on day 3, don't miss the Satellite and Non-Terrestrial Summit, also on the MWC Open Stage. Satellites are moving into the mainstream, and to date, Chinese entities have announced plans to launch more than 26,000 satellites for internet connectivity. Chinese companies are also at the forefront of efforts to bring satellite capability to the smartphone format. For a deeper dive on these selected topics, including AI and voice over Wi-Fi, we're holding a few technology roundtables to discuss those important topics as well. It's an important and terrific lineup, and I hope you're excited as we are. Now, I also want to take an opportunity to mention the Asia Mobile Awards, or AMOs, which are the Asian connectivity industry's most coveted accolades. Since 2006, the AMOs have recognized the individuals, organizations, and partnerships striving to better the world through connectivity, whether that's through game-changing technology launches or resilient leadership. They are judged by prominent industry experts from the GSMA, and the winner of the Outstanding Achievement Award will be announced during Keynote 1, with the rest of the winners announced on stage during Keynote 3. I hope you join us over the week to celebrate the winners. Now, Sihan, back to you.
Thank you, John. Thank you, everyone. I think I can't wait for Wednesday for our shows to open to public, and I really would like you, all of you, to come and experience it. And after this, we're going to have a Q&A session, right? So before we finish, hopefully you got your questions ready. Of course, you're not ready. After this, you can always contact our press office, and then we can answer that later on. So shall we start the Q&A session? John?
Sure.
Okay. Hi, my name is Xi Jia. I'm from Global Times. I have 2 questions for John. The first is, what is your opinion on the competitiveness of Chinese companies in AI and 5G sector globally? And the second question is, as you mentioned, a lot of international companies are attending this year's event. So how do you see China's appeal for global technology companies? Thank you.
You can answer both of those questions very easily. China is one of the global leaders, not only in our sector and the connectivity sector, mobility, but also in technology, other sectors as well. So we are going to showcase China and China competitiveness, not only here in China, but to the rest of the world. That's what the program is all about.
Yes.
So this is my first time in the press, so I really appreciate for your introduction. My question is, so the Open Gateway initiative seems to me is a very good initiative to the advancement of humanity, and that is at the end of the day what we want tech to be. But my question is, what needs to be done for more practitioners to embrace the Open Gateway initiative?
You want to take it or you want me to? So we have found a resounding appeal of the GSMA Open Gateway program to date. As Sihan said, more than, I think it was 65% of the world's population, 67% of the world's population is covered by operators that are participating. Now what we must do is we must activate the developer programs around the world to take advantage of developing to one API and rolling it out to other parts of the world. And that's an ongoing program. We have developer conferences here in Shanghai, Europe, United States, and around the world. And we also are working with Camara to standardize these APIs so that they're put in place, tested, and then used by developers, not only here in China, but in other parts. So we're really excited. The take-up has been, I think, phenomenal so far.
Yeah, we launched it only a year ago. At MWC Barcelona. And here in China, we talked about we opened the first Open Gateway Open Lab. So the companies can use the lab to test their APIs and applications. And also, we work with the ecosystem. So it's not just about operators. We have 53 committed, but 51 now, but 53 in a few days' time. But we also have channel partners. In China, we have ZTE, Huawei, CITIC. We're going to have more coming from the cloud services, which is very excited. And developers, as John mentioned, is a really great part of it. We need them to use Open Gateway API to develop more apps and for business and for consumers. Thank you.
And we'll have a lot this week to talk about for Open Gateway, so please come back.
DevCon, yeah.
Any more questions?
Anyone else? Okay, well then, thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you back in a couple of days. On Wednesday, the 26th, we open at 9 a.m. Keynote right out here in the Cary main ballroom. Come early, get a seat. It'll be full.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.